Good evening, human creatures. Well, it's time to get back to Final Fantasy VII and some of its grinding. It looks like I left off right at Ares' house, so I'm looking forward to see how that's going to progress. That image, by the way, is from Blood Feast. I highly recommend watching it. It's a classic. It's widely considered to be one of the first... I wouldn't call it torture porn, but gore. Heavily gore. Or heavily gory. I probably said those words both wrong. I love it. I also love the sequel a little bit more. Like, the first one's good with Fuad Ramses, but the sequel of it I fucking love, especially, like, it brings in John Waters and a few others. The guy who plays his grandson, it kind of sucks because he only played that one role. He's never played any others, and it kind of breaks your heart when you find that out. What are you gonna do? The song, if you're wondering, this is from Crystal Caves. This is the overworld theme, and I love it. I recommend playing it. I really can't boast about it enough. If you're a big fan of retro like me, it's a must-have. Both DOS and the remake by Ember Heart. Check them both out. We're not here to keep listening to that now, are we? Where are you? There we are. I will be grinding a bit on this, but not too heavily, since I've already got... I keep saying heavily. Heavy? I'm picking up habits from my coworkers. I'm kind of a speech chameleon. I pick up how other people talk, and there's one coworker I have who does that constantly. So if you see me say that, just know I don't really mean it the way it sounds. You're up bright and early. I couldn't ask you to come along. It's too dangerous. Are you done? Have to get through the Sector 6 slums to get to Tifa's 7th heaven. I'll take you there, come on. Just accept it. See what we got? Equipment's not changed. Alright, we're ready. I'm probably gonna grind up a bit. Because I honestly don't know how Don Cornelion's gonna be handled. And the monster in the sewer, like, I really don't know how that's gonna really play about, and I'm kind of curious, but... the infamous house. Yeah. Nothing really to steal from here. I love the boss fight this thing is in the sequel, I really do. It gives you a fucking run for your money. Also, fun little fact, there's a bit of dark lore on this, because they do believe that homeless people in the slums go to sleep in this house and get killed by it. So talk about the murder house. When I first played this in FF7 back in the day, this was one of those enemies I was like, what the fuck am I beating up on a house for? And yeah, that's a thing. I quickly found out why. It's kind of a two-phase battle here, which isn't too bad. It's usually weak against fire. See if I can get a force slash here going. Suicide drop. Nope. Just a normal hit. Fuck. Don't do it, Ares. God damn it. Not even out the bat and I get killed by Hell House. Fuck. Go figure I'd get that. Nope, there it is. I'm playing another RPG, or two of them, so the buttons are all over the place. Grab my down at the Phoenix. Let's just use magic. Fuck it. There we are. Top off the tanks and we're good to go. This place is probably more burned into my mind on disc 1 than anything, because I did so much grinding here as a kid. Actually, let's get over to the other neighborhood and see if there's anything better to sell before I go full grind mode. just gonna keep it simple, stupid. These guys aren't too big of a problem. Doing pretty decent damage on them, too. Oh, Cloud does better job on defense than fucking anything else. Holy shit. Why even give him an attack at this point? Don't worry, I'll probably change that not too far into the game. Just get it over with. And there we are. Out of here. The gate to Sector 7 slums is just through here. Thanks, I guess this is goodbye. You're gonna be alright going home? Oh no, what will I ever do? Is this what you expected me to say? I was just kidding around. I've kept you away long enough. What do you mean? Nothing. Want to take a break first? Everything looks good. I don't see any hidden materia yet. I still can't believe it's... I can't believe it's still here. There we go. Boy, talking's hard today. Cloud, over here. I did kind of like this scene. I really did. It really does give you kind of more of an emphasis on who Ares is. Or Ares, sorry. What rank were you? Rank? You know, in soldier. Oh, I was... first class. Just the same as him. The same as who? My first boyfriend. Oh, was it serious? Not really. I liked him for a while. Maybe I knew him. What was his name? It really doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. I keep saying that backwards. Quickfire way to find out if you had dyslexia. Play an RPG or stream an RPG. Shinra soldiers. I wonder what they're up to. This is new because usually it's a chocobo cart pulling with Tifa. Hey, Ares. Cloud, they said that they're not letting anyone through the gate to Sector 7. Wait a minute, you're a minute too late. I have orders not to let anyone in or out. For what? Don't you see the news? Avalanche attacked another reactor. By this time, they caught them. They caught some of them. The rest of them ran off to Sector 7, so nobody goes in until we find them. What's wrong? I have to get to Sector 7. Do you know another way? So you can help your friends in Avalanche? Oh, don't look so shocked. I'm not that hard to figure. It's not that hard to figure out. I like that little development of hers. She doesn't just play the dumb flower girl. Let's see. We can't use the gate, so we need to find a way through. So we need to find someone who knows another way through. We need to ask around. Come on, follow me. Wait, where are you going? Hey. I'll be back to kill you guys later, probably. God, I love this song. I really do. I got stuck here so many times. This place is scary in a lot of ways, but don't worry, Cloud. Just stick close to me and you'll be fine. I like that. Let's see if this still does shoot at you. Beep. Yep. Broken. That's a new thing. Fire Fang? Good to see. Whoa, still glitches out. Don't just stand there, say something. Got Dirty Bomb, Tranks, causes fury. Increase. I'll get a few of those while I'm here. So I think those used to be 300. Tents are still 5. Oh, hey, hey, Nat. What are you up to? Oh, I got a new emote for you. For some reason, it wouldn't let me put murder time. So I got you this one. Tell me what you think. I really like the direction the artist is going with it, I really do. But I wish you could allow a little bit more room. In the middle of my fighting spiders? You're fighting spiders? What are you talking about? Like, is there an infestation at your house? Oh, thank you. Sit down. Will it be... Here's a fun little fact. How does Final Fantasy VII's world know about Korea? Or Korean barbecue? Though I do recommend that is a delicious meal. Okay, one's today's special coming up. In this store, you pay first. That'll be 70 gil. I'm playing Hogwarts Legacy and I'm fighting spiders, so you're wasting your time. I see. I get it now. Thank you. Just a second. There you are. There you go. Enjoy. It was alright. Thank you. Here's an item coupon for the pharmacy. You can exchange it there for one item. It's our last coupon for now. Watch out for our next promotion. I really would have liked to have visited this place another disc. It would have been awesome to kind of see what they do with it. We're closed now. So I see. I never make fun of what you like. Yeah, you do, all the goddamn time. Nat, you're my little favorite contrarian here. What are you talking about? If I like up, you like down. If I like red, you like blue. Let's head up north. Well, just in case. It might not be the digestive this time. So what kind of spiders are you fighting there? I didn't know there were any in Harry Potter. Hey, someone's in here, don't look. It'd be something for me. Got any medicine tea? I'm so hyper. It might... Ooh, like... I don't... It might be tranquilizers. Oh, I'm sorry, Nat. Like, I'm trying to give you a break. You've been damn fine mod for about 2 years. I figured, hell, just give you a rest every now and then. Hey, you got it. Let me go see if I can get some tranks. One place it's probably appropriate to say that word. Outside of a veterinarian's office. Yeah, wrong place. Oh god, let's go with the old school digestive. Just in case, let's grab a trank. Now I can't multitask. I have you here and now I have to beat a spider. Go ahead and beat the spider, Nat. You're fine. You're alright. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just gonna be grinding here in a minute. Just came up here to see if there's anything else, like maybe another store or something. I am gonna go to that materia shop. Ah, hell with it. Mithril rod. He does not like connecting bangles, does he? Like, he is absolutely tight on that. Ooh. Like, it makes you go all out for magic here, doesn't it? Like, it is very much a goddamn, kind of split. Like, you either become a magical glass cannon or not. See what we got over here. Nothing. I'll get the batteries from him later. Oh, well, fuck. Let's see here. Oh man, it goes in hard. Holy shit, it goes in hard. See what material he'd lose. Just steel. Ooh, how do I want to play this? Try that for now. Since I'm not going to be doing much of that. Morph kind of has me interested because it basically said morph is not the same thing. But I'd like to see how this kind of works. Vitality, that'd be kind of a better with the... let's give it a shot. What do I got to lose here? And her guard stick has restores HP. I wonder if that is on contact with enemies. If not, I'll just have her doing healing hits. But enough contemplation, let's get out of here. Another good deed done. Just in case. Nope. Want to make sure I didn't miss any materia. Nope. See what's up here at Dawn's castle. This is Don Cornelion's mansion. He's a big shot here in Mall Market. Listen, Don doesn't like men, so get the hell out of here. You know what? He's missing out. Cloud is a sexy bitch. Let's see if there's anything else. I do need to do the market thing down here. I haven't done in a very long time, but screw it. Let's see if there's anything. Or not. Hey, aren't you? Yeah, me too. You're Tifa's childhood friend, and you brought a new girlfriend to a place like this? What kind of guy are you? Johnny, you're not one to talk, but that's Johnny. That's literally the only part you know about Johnny. He's pretending to be Tifa's childhood friend in order to get in her pants. He has a bigger role in the remake, but that's literally his only scene in this. The Honeybee Inn is a private club. Only members can go in. Shoo shoo. You can. It's been locked down tight. Why not try to relax for a while in Walmart or courtesy of the Dawn? He's got a big tournament coming up. Oh, we are following the remake. Good chances to place your bets if you want to win some cash while you wait. Yeah, I'm going to go grind. Definitely going to go grind right now. Because if the Hell House was whatever it was in the remake, I don't know what I'm going to be fighting in that fucking place. But it sure as ain't going to be as kind. I thought it used to be cheaper. Walking is hard these days. Just in case, we are good. Pop out the tank and get out there. Alright, now let's go see how that mithril rod works. Kind of curious. Any interaction? There we are. I have no idea what the hell just happened there, but let's roll with it. And here we go. I might speed... I don't know if I should speed up battles or not. That is some fucking strength right there. Let's see if this heals. Yep, it heals. So that with the mithril rod, actually pretty good. Or not mithril rod, some extra stacked muscle on her might do her some good. Well, let's not gloat too much. I didn't figure anything new out. And here we go. That's some pretty good damage right there. Not bad, not bad. I might get some sense, see what that does. There it is. Huh. Yeah, it looks like he got death blowed before anything. Shrapnel's gonna be a good item to use. That luck might actually increase, so let's try it. Oh, yeah. This is what I like to see. 17, 840. Oh, so it counters with whatever you're casting. Oh, I like that. 2. I just don't need a counterattack. Yes, beat on her for a bit. Let's see what the hell house is made of. Full metal staff. Holy shit, I didn't expect that. And finally, we got some linking material here. There's a breath, just a sight for sore eyes and a breath of fresh air. I'll keep that that mithril rod for healing later. That's gonna come in fucking handy in certain fights. If I can jack her strength up when I need it and equip that with her, it'll save me on MP use. Since we got a lot of lightning problems, let's do that. Yeah, let's keep it like this and just run around. That kind of caught me off guard. I didn't expect to get anything like that, which makes me wonder what else I'm missing out. I'll have enough time to find out. Just who I wanted to see. I kind of give her a good attack boost, too. 162. And we just need one more on him. That ain't too bad. Vampire Fang's a pretty decent item. There we are. Oh, no. No. That is nowhere where I wanted to be. I'll save potions. Just as good as them. Take advantage of the fact they got an end right next door. It's a little bit of a walk, but nowhere near what it's going to be later. I'm just going to keep this up and going, hell. Shit, it just pays more to do this. Come on. No need to be shy, little guy. There we are. Oh, I got blue. Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, I'm starting to make progression in that. I'm gonna switch over anyways. I know I should have used it, but don't worry, I'll re-regret that when the next fight's Hell House. Pretty sure I'm gonna get stuck in my ass one way or the other. Of course. Of course. Let's see how good Bolt really is. There we go. Holy shit, Cloud. Get it, man. If I could only get something that just had Berserk on it, it'd make this so much easier. Might be handy just to stick her in defense mode. I'll try it for this attack to see what's going on. There we are. Well, he hits a mad amount of criticals. Like, that is no fucking around right there. Everybody, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go and get some coffee. I now see a little item on the hand. I'll be trying to grab that, but I'll be right back. Well, sorry everybody. I got the K-cup going. Let's see how fast it could make. God, why is it so hard to control this? Holy shit, I used to be good, I swear. Ghost hand, how appropriate. Oh, that's not too bad. I kind of figured it'd be doing something else. What was else? Oh, yeah. No, we're not here to cure sadness. Where is it? Yeah, let's go ahead and add him. Usually I'd equip Hyper, but Sadness increases my defense. But it lowers my strength, so I can stay out in the field longer. I can just go buy some of that. Oh, hey, Nat. How's the spider fighting going? Pretty good whack. Bolt and defend. I'm fighting an armor ghost now. Oh, so haunted suit of armor? That's not too bad. I didn't think that was in Harry Potter either. Come on. That's my girl. I was wondering when he was gonna die. After this, I'll go hit up the shop for spells. Or I should say for rest. I'll save you. Oh. I did a little bit of grinding off screen on this, but not much. I was mainly watching films. I think it was The Possession. It's a 2012 horror flick. And it's not too bad of a film. I mean, it's not too bad. I think I've talked about it on this before, where I kind of consider it a Jewish Christian film. The way the ending ends brings in Jewish mythology, but also for some reason has a very Christian ending to it, so to speak. If you don't kind of throw in how the guy dies. Come on, where's my encounters? Instead of giving me enemy away, next time please just do the opposite. Give me enemy lure. It's a horror flick that kind of combines a divorced parents drama with supernatural shenanigans, which I kind of do like. And a cursed Jewish artifact. It's kind of like if Sam Raimi serves as the producer. You expect a certain level of fun, but when it kind of gets in mixed, creepy child antics, it's not too bad. There's jump scares, a Divic box, which you have from the actual story if you believe it. I'll leave that up to you guys. Now, this film may have been made for like a multiplex, but the scares, it could tickle your spine, and sometimes with lukewarm results, at least for me. I need to pay attention. I'm getting too busy thinking and talking. The film is directed, and I think his name is Ole Bjorndal. I cannot pronounce it for the fucking life of me. Bjorndal. I'm gonna hit that in to get my magic pack. Come on, Cloud. You're my boy. There we are. The film, who was it? Oh, it was directed by, let me get my ass up here now to safety before I start jacking my gums here. And out of this place. I love the scenery of it. I really do. How innocent it looks. At the same time, God, I cannot navigate it for the life of me. Especially if I'm going off on a spiel. He gives it a glossy sheen with a competent pacing. The acting, Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Clyde, kind of makes you believe that he's genuinely worried about his daughter and becoming the host of an evil spirit, which I do like about his character. They really do pull off the divorced dad vibe really fucking well in that. He doesn't feel overly comical, but he also doesn't feel like he's incompetent. Like he's just a bumbling fool. He actually has more than just 3 dimensions to him. He's a father, he cares about his daughter, he has a working job, and he thinks rationally some of the time. Some being the key word. As well, here Cedric is the ex-wife, is mostly to argue. And Natasha Callis is M. She nails the possessed child role with enough eerie facial expressions to make you double check your locks on the Dybbuk box jewelry cabinet, which I fucking love her facial expressions. She really does nail it fucking home with that. And I can't recommend it enough because her reactions alone is really what makes this movie worth it. But alas, this movie also kind of treads in familiar territory. You got creepy bugs or mobs, a few Exorcist-esque nods, a climax that throws logic out the window for like a CGI heavy showdown. And I was talking about this during my Final Fantasy I ROM hack, where it is. I wish they would have went with more. What's a good way to put it? I wouldn't say practical, but like they did with Prey, where they did practical and CGI on one, and it kind of complemented itself. They should have stuck with it, but they didn't. It went really heavy into that territory. And the climax kind of throws... It was kind of a loop, like, you could tell where they wanted to show off the CGI. At the same time, they didn't. At the same time, they did. So they really does use lighting to its effects to kind of hide, but highlight at the same time, which is nothing wrong with. They do it at least in a good, competent area. I do recommend checking out just it for the ending alone. But it's still entertaining in its own right. While not a horror buffet you can grab little bits of everything from, it really is. It's neither here nor there on just about everything. It's just at that right temperature to dip your toe into and want to get comfortable with. The movie follows Clyde and his 2 daughters, Emma, and I think the older one is Hannah. There we are. And after his divorce, Clyde buys an antique wooden box at a yard sale, not realizing it contains a Dybbuk, or a malicious spirit from Jewish folklore, a starving ghost, and becomes obsessed with the box, which leads to increasing bizarre behavior, whispering to herself, eating ravenously, getting violent. Meanwhile, supernatural phenomena starts popping off, like swarms of mobs, like I mentioned earlier, and mysterious injuries, which is, like, they don't really go to kind of hide it, but strongly hinted. This is a PG horror film, might I add, so with all the glory and horror that comes with it. Keep that in mind, because that pops up a lot later. Alright, I healed up and ready for fighting. Now, Clyde, he starts to realize something is wrong, turns to a Jewish scholar for help, and he learns that the box contains a Dybbuk. The box is... Let me try that again. My English is hard. It's basically trapping a vengeful Jewish spirit inside, and with the help of I think it's a ascetic rabbi, and... God, what is his name? Let's see that beam blade. And it's beautiful. 803... You beautiful monster. That is a good weapon. But, what was his name? I think his name was Zardoc or something. Clyde kind of attempts to exorcise to save his daughter. The climax scene involves Zardoc confronting the Dybbuk, the spirit that only possessed, his daughter M. Let's just beat him into submission. I'm about to do a healing wind anyways. They basically confront it, and they do it at the bottom of a hospital, which is not too bad. It's not really too good either. Like I said, they really... You think I wouldn't say abandoned. At the bottom part of a hospital, you think they could really just use that setting to all kind of fuckery for evil. And they don't make use of the morgue. There's no other spirits around there who died. You think it would, like... It'd be raining hell in this one place, and it really doesn't really use the location for anything other than a backdrop. Oh, what was I saying? Oh. All seems well until the box finds a new victim. Cue the ominous sequel bait, by the way. Which kind of happens near the end. Like, it really wants you to think there's going to be a sequel. It was made in 2011. There's no fucking sequel. Not in 12 plus years. Anyways, the list of kills, while it isn't a kill-heavy film, it does deliver some supernatural carnage. Like, the old lady opening scene, there's an unseen force that flings her violently as she, like, kind of gets mangled and near lifeless, presumed dead by supernatural trauma. The teacher... Oh, by the way, the old lady does have a fucking stroke. Like, I forgot to mention that. She does have a stroke and apparently turns into fucking Reagan, almost pissing herself on the floor, if you want my honest opinion. The teacher, who she for some reason takes the box to school because that's normal behavior. And I wanted to see more with the teacher because it was kind of, I was expecting like a Chucky 2 kill, but it's basically, I'm going to throw you to death. And that's all they do with the teacher. She cries blood, screams, gets thrown about everywhere, then finally thrown out, what I assume is hopefully a 2-story window. If not, it's a 1-story and she's fine. Sort of. The rabbi, I think his name is Sardok. He's at the end, I was saying. He was kind of sequel bait. He gets killed in the car accident, if I remember right, because this box has to murder anybody who tries to seal it up. Like, the old lady at the beginning basically was the rabbi. She tried to stop the box, already knew, and it done did her in. Come on, there we are. Basically, he dies in the car crash. The details are kind of left ambiguous, but the box is heavily implied to cause the actual, you know, the crash. It's an evil box. You don't need more. You've seen it. We all know about it. It's cursed. And that kind of wraps up some of it. The real story behind the box, if I remember correctly, because my brother's deeply into this shit, is a supposedly true story about a Dybbuk box, an antique wine cabinet, or you want to call it that, that was linked to a mysterious occurrence. So the box gained notoriety kind of in the early, maybe mid 2000s. And I think his name was Kevin Manis, or Menace. Because my brother loves this kind of story since it didn't involve... he's big on ghost stories, especially when they don't involve, like, Christian folklore. And he's not one of those weebs where it has to be, like, fucking... what do you call it? Kaitsu or anything like that. Like, Onis. Like, he loves those kind of, like, weird religious spirits you don't often hear about. And it's not too bad. I can see why. What was it? Oh, he bought it. I think it was an estate sale, and it caused bad luck, strange phenomenon, illnesses. And I think the reason why I know more of it, or know of it, is it was brought to my attention because it got sold on eBay. eBay, as I like to sometimes call it, where it was passed through several owners, each reporting similar misfortune. And while the Dybbuk box legend is compelling, skeptics have questioned its authenticity. Manis admitted fabricating parts of the story, which you kind of expect when you read it, blurring the lines between folklore and a marketing gimmick. The movie plays into the supernatural angly. Why am I not fucking talking? Let me get a sip of something here. The supernatural angle. There we go. I can say words that are on my mind again. Adding to the exorcism rituals and the cinematic scares, but like not to a point where you really kind of like... That's the problem with this movie, like my biggest one. It doesn't go in hard. It goes in soft. I know it's a PG-13 because, you know, people fucking suck. But it doesn't really do much of anything. Like I said, it's a horror buffet, but it just takes little bits to fill up your plate. It doesn't really give you a heap of anything. And it kind of lacks in that regard. Now, well, the opening scene starts off with a mysterious old woman who basically represents Manis's mother being violently attacked by an unseen force, attempting to destroy the Dybbuk box. I think it's either with a hammer. Yeah, it's a hammer. You're not a man without a hammer, as somebody once told me. Yeah, it's about as close you get to an actual authentic, not death, but it's heavily implied better than the teacher. Like, the teacher looks like she's tossed out of a 1-story window. The old lady's fucked up. Like, she's not coming back from that stroke. Grandma's going into assisted living. That's all she wrote for her. And I've always broke this film down into kind of like 3... Let me heal up real fast. I've always broken these kind of films down into like 3 basic acts. I know there's probably some intertwingling or intermingling ones I'm not really kind of catching. Act 1 is your basic intro. Clyde and his daughters settle into like a post-divorce kind of lifestyle slump, or he does at least. His daughters are your typical teenagers. They're not like they're not outward like saying you're the reason why mom's sleeping with the fucking milkman. You know, they're not doing that, but they're not like vibing with him either. But they're not exactly doing it with the new stepfather. M discovers the box at a garage sale because I think he was out buying furniture, if I remember right. And her obsession grows with it, like after one night. Strange occurrence escalate, causing tension between Clyde, his ex-wife, his daughters, over the weirdest shit. Like there's one scene, and I think it's where they kill either a mouse or a moth, and one daughter's super what's a good way to put it? Super offensive over it, or like an animal. They got a name for it, and for some reason it's fucking skipping my mind. I'm gonna hit that beam blade. Might not be able to have to use it. I'm on Berserk. I forgot that is automatically hits. I'll allow it. I was hoping that would stay on. I forgot to re-equip it. Usually I'd go for Hyper, but Sadness with the bonus defense is pretty damn good right now. Everybody's in the back row too, so they take less. But the kids, she can borderline on annoying. My favorite part really is when the daughter fakes hitting, the possessed daughter, M, fakes the dad abusing her, which I fucking kind of liked. I really did like that kind of dark angle to it. It's just a damn shame that the other girl standing less than 3 feet away couldn't tell his, like, fake as fucking shit, but, you know. Tomato, tomato. The second act is another one of your staples in PG horror films. The Dybbuk box influence, or the Dybbuk's influence worsens on her. M becomes increasingly more violent and withdrawn. Clyde investigates, yada yada. The box origins, seeks help from a Jewish scholar as soon as it figures out of its origins. And the box in the movie actually portrays it being pretty fucking interesting, how it was used against the Nazis. So it's pretty, it may be I know it sounds weird, it may be a demon, a starving demon that possesses you, causing you to eat and wither away, but you know, it was finally, if you can use the devils for their own good, you know, you got something good going there. But that's basically the origin of that box, or strongly hinted at. And you got your typical act playing out that way. The final scenes is when Kara Cedric starts kind of figuring out, what was her name? Shit. Why did I forget her name again? I barely focused in on her, but, what the fuck was her name? It's something, and it just, once again, even the names are kind of uninspired. I finished that Hogwarts Legacy quest. Oh, how'd it go? I'm just talking about the Dybbuk box, or the possession. Me and you were talking about that not too long ago. Come on, hit her. God damn it. You son of a bitch. I was just wanting to use Healing Wind. Why do you deny me? And congratulations, Nat. God, you guys suck. I can't run. The mom finds out, takes the daughter, Oh, you're fine, Nat. And thank you. Fuck it, just start murdering these cocksuckers. Just trying to keep it friendly, but they don't want to be friends. Neither do I. I'm gonna take up to an inn. There we are. But she takes the daughter to a hospital, and she sees a Dybbuk in the x-ray, or the, not x-rays, why did I say x-rays? The, CAT scan machine, and starts to actually understand it, and that's when the rabbi shows up at her hospital bed, wanting to perform an exorcism right there. Daughter runs out of the room, they go to the, physical therapy section with the pools, and that's when the CGI just fucking kicks into overtime, and I mean it really does. They don't really use the location, like I said before. They kind of just pity-patty around with it, which fucking sucks. Like, it's a hospital. Many people have died. It shouldn't, and not all on good terms or in bad terms, let's face it. But there should be something that they could use other than red lights, and that's about it. And you got your typical white eyes, the eyes roll back into the head, the fucking moths, walking on the roof, jump scares aplenty. And then the last part of it comes when you get to see the Debic, which looks more or less like a slime skeleton from a few RPGs I played than an actual demon. And I really do like it. Like, they actually didn't go with what you think it was. Now, the actual image of a Divik, if you go by Jewish folklore, is just a skeleton on somebody's back who, if somebody eats a lot but doesn't gain weight or starts to lose weight, they're believed to be possessed by a Dimmick. So take it from me, ancient times was not a fan of the Slim Fast program. They thought you had that shit, it was a hint and a half for your ass. But all in all, the Possession does a decent job of bringing Jewish folklore to the mainstream horror. It's not groundbreaking. It's not a solid supernatural flick with some... it does have some memorable moments, I will say that. Like, there's a few that actually kind of stand out, like the demon's the way the demon looks, and actually not using Christian folklore for once, or fucking Ouija boards, or whatever else was popular in 2012. It has memorable moments, and... what's a good way to put it? Though you might walk away with more questions about yard sales than, like, faith and exorcism, just don't go open up any mysterious antique boxes, and you'll sleep just fine tonight after watching this film. It's kind of what I would kind of put it in. It's not really there. I don't understand why this film was made, other than a cash grab on a sort of real life scenario that was going on maybe 2 to 3 years prior before this. That's the thing. I looked up the Dybbuk box after reading, or not reading, but watching the film and started doing my own reading. Don't worry, Nat, I've already kind of had the box. Trust me, I've been following around with it for years. Did some reading, and I think the story, if I remember right, took place in 09 or 08, maybe 010. So this movie was made a little bit after the fact to catch up on a kind of phase that quickly faded. That's what I love about certain stories of supernatural. Like, they're super big for like 1 year, maybe more, but they never really truly carry over. The Dybbuk box is a good example of that, how it was super fucking huge at the time that it was found out, so to speak. And the only reason why it kind of got fame is the guy doing eBay. You got to remember, the internet was nowhere near what it was today, and even in 08, it was still kind of primitive. So someone selling haunted shit on Amazon, or not Amazon, but eBay at the time, was kind of threw people for a loop. And that's what kind of got this started. They started making the movie probably a year after the story came out. It took another year to produce it and put it out, and bam, you got The Possession. A mediocre film that does a few things interesting, but I'll leave it at that. Don't forget to mention that the people part of the film experiencing weird stuff that happened on set in the movie. Yeah, that did happen. I'm glad you kind of reminded me of that. There's a few times where even Kira Sedgwick said she heard whispers. One of the girls, I think it was either M or somebody who was near it, actually had complaints about getting scratched. The dad, what the fuck is his name? Clyde. He had nightmares. There is actually a few interesting things that did happen on the set, but then again, that's come to be expected with a lot of those films. But all in all, I give Dybbuk box... I'd like to give it a higher rating, Nat, but out of 10 stars, I'll give it 5, maybe 6. No, I'll give it 4, I'll be honest with you. I'll give it 4 slime demons out of 10. And that's all it goes for. Like, I wanted this movie to be better. I really did. When I first saw it, I so badly wanted it to be something good. And it just, they let the PG rating get ahead of it to where they could sell it to kids. And they don't understand that if they stuck an R rating to it, kids are going to be watching it anyway. They're just not going to ask mommy's permission. What crowd were they going for? Were they wanting this movie to be played at fucking, like, rainy days in school or at church or some shit? They got Matilda for that. They ain't watching the fucking Possession. Nat, what movie would you like me to cover next? You wanted me to talk about The Howling. I remember that. Any other films you wanted me to cover? I could talk to you about the howling if you want. Nah, but thank you anyways. Oh, shit. Good hit. Thank you, Nat. Thank you, Cloud. He's getting better with that fucking hit. Also, the big box props used in the movie was reportedly burned down in a mysterious fire along. Yeah, I've heard that too. Thanks for bringing that up, but that is another thing that happened. The props that was used by the box, and by the way, the box looks fucking cool. I'd own the box, even if it wasn't a movie prop or know anything about it. I love the way the dark wood looks, that cherry red finish on it. It's a really beautiful prop. But that's another thing that happens, is a few of them caught fire for no reason in a storehouse and caught the other stuff on fire. Make of that what you will, but it is what it is. Bolt. Review Bad Moon as well. I have to go back and watch it because I haven't seen Bad Moon in a long time. There we go. Now I got a reason to use Healing Wind. Bang bang, you're dead. Oh, you'd like that. You mean kiss kiss bang bang? Oh, thank God I can save that for other fights. Give me 1 second, Nat. I'm getting ready to get up and use the bathroom a little bit and check on my coffee. Oh, Steel Eve. I wonder what that does in this one. Also, another thing I forgot to mention about Harry Potter is that the dad was not a good person. Harry's? Oh, yeah. I remember you telling me a little bit about that not too long ago. Like, what was the case with him? Was he like what kind of bad person was he? Was he like killing animals? Was he like, are we talking like Michael Myers from Rob Zombie's 07? Or are we talking just like a jock asshole? And what territory are we getting into here? God, I hate playing too many games at once that are different. Yeah, kind of the same thing. Here we go. I'll wait on the drink, fuck it. Now, if you want me to review Howling, for those who don't know, I've been doing a thing with my mod here about movies. I watch a lot of horror films. English is hard again. And I'm a huge werewolf fan. I don't really care for vampires that much. There's literally a handful of vampire movies I'll actually watch or like. And I'm mainly a werewolf fan. Now, Howl is a 2015 werewolf. It's a British werewolf flick. It skips the flashy cities, and instead you get trapped on they're basically trapped on a train, in the British sense, a train or a tram or whatever you want to call it. But don't expect any tea and biscuits, because this ride, it goes straight to a bloody mess. The premise is kind of simple. It's effective. A small group of passengers on a late night train facing an unscheduled stop in the middle of nowhere. It's pouring down rain. The train hits something. It's dark, and oh no, lucky us, the train is being attacked by werewolves. But not just any werewolves, mind you. Feral werewolves. I'm joking. It's supposed to be ferals. I love and hate the way they look. Mind you, but these aren't your, like, if you're expecting like patchy hairs or full hairy or the other kind, no, they're not. They're not here to trade recipes for full moon stew, let's just put it that way. He's not evil like Voldemort. I'm talking about, yeah, he's a jock asshole. He was a huge bully, rebellious, arrogant, mischievous, and a popular wizard. He also bullies one of Harry's professor, Professor Snape. What did Snape do about it? Did anybody ever stop this kid? Like, it's good to see that, like, Nat, I gotta ask you, does, like, Hogwarts have its own version of a school shooter? Come on, get to Ares. Fuck. Oh, just in time, and thank God I'm not in Berserk. Did very little, but just enough to get me by. I just got to hammer his sorry ass. Well, instead of a gun, it would be a wands? Yeah, like... But, like, it's good to see that even the wizardry world, with all of its magic and splendor, still can't stop bullying. You're safe nowhere you go. Just be better at magic than your bully, I suppose. There we are. No, I shouldn't say... Yeah, no, fuck it. The main protagonist is Joe. He's played by Ed Spierlers, if I remember looking his name up. The name kind of caught me off guard. He's a train guard who feels like he's stuck in the ninth circle of customer service hell. He's underappreciated, overworked, just trying to make it through a night shift. And if you're like me who works knock, you can kind of relate to good old Joe here. When the train breaks down, Joe becomes that kind of everyman you tend to sometimes see. Sets the stage for a surprisingly relatable hero, but when the werewolves kind of start knocking, Joe kind of steps up and doesn't. And let's face it, because corporate kind of doesn't have a policy for these kind of things, and they certainly don't have any kind of overtime. Well, Snape held a grudge against Harry's dad, and plus, you know Harry's dad. His house is Gryffindor. Wait, hold on, like, Gryffindor? I don't know anything about the houses, Nat. I know one's a badger, one's gonna rhyme. Does anybody ever seen that Slytherin is spelled Sly-the-Rin, as a snake is not slithering like a snake, but kind of like slide or slithering in? Like something's trying to get in. Also, his dad's name is James Potter, and to be honest, I really like the idea that Harry's dad isn't portrayed as a good person. Or did good deeds when he was younger. No, I like it too. Like, that actually gives him a more complex attitude and explains why nobody cares about the four-eyed little fuck. As everybody knows his dad. I actually kind of like that, Nat. I got a little bit more respect for the writer. But not on things I wish I could. But if you're here for bloodshed when it comes to Hal, it doesn't disappoint. The kills are creative and brutal, with the werewolves ripping through the passengers like it's an all-you-can-eat buffet. The supporting cast, includes your variety of stock characters: a grumpy old man or couple, the snobby woman, the young couple, the nerdy student, the fat fuck, the businessman, the arrogant businessman, I should say, and so on. While they serve their roles as kind of building tension, there's a refreshing layer to the development as the film progresses, at least in my opinion, that they're not just bodies waiting to be torn apart. Their squabbling is selfish and terrified bodies being torn apart. That's basically, you can probably relate to them at the last part of it. They do start to kind of add layers to it, but the film remembers that it runs out of time. So it starts just speeding up and killing these people left and right, which kind of breaks my heart because I actually started liking the side characters more than I was the main protagonist. It's kind of it's a mixed, horrifying, and oddly poetic of how some of them do die. You have Tony the train driver, if I remember right, or I don't know what you call him, the conductor. He's mauled by a werewolf. After the train hits what appears to be a deer, if you want to call it that. Maybe another kind of deer, whatever the fuck it is. Tony the tiger? Well, I call him Tony the train car. I don't remember his actual name. Maybe that is it. He steps outside to check the track. While investigating, he gets ambushed, dragged away by the werewolves. His body's later found briefly by Joe, and the passengers confirm his death. So he's conducting trains in hell now, or heaven, depending on. I don't know what Tony did in his off time. We may never know. Then we have, and I think his name was Matthew. That name always kind of sticks out to me. He's kind of a wannabe tough guy. His cause of death? Mauled and disemboweled by werewolves. Matthew tried to act brave while leading the group. I wouldn't really say leading him. having a weapon, if I remember right, and leading them outside the train to find help. While venturing to the woods, he separates from the groups and the others, attacked by the werewolves. His death is graphic, and the creatures rip him apart. Done and done. You sure do that. To be honest, you would definitely be in Hufflepuff, especially that they're more into gardening. I think I love gardening, Nat. I really do. That's what I hate about the place I live, is I can't fucking do it. So I'm kind of stuck. You got Geg, or Ged, the elderly man, or the old man. His cause of death? He gets killed by a werewolf protecting his wife. Ironically, or if you can call it protecting. He dies of a... I wouldn't say die. He heroically sacrifices himself to try to save his wife, Gemma. When a werewolf breaks into the train, despite his best effort, he's overpowered and killed, leaving Jenny devastated. I'm joking. I'm joking at that last part, by the way. God damn it. I was wondering what side you'd turn your attention to. I'm waiting, Natters. Oh, you got Nina, the shy student. Her cause of death is just being dragged into the woods by werewolves. She's pulled through the train car's broken window, which I love her death. And you can hear her screams echoing as she gets dragged away into the darkness. Her death is not shown on screen, but she implies she's brutally killed. She's up a fucking tree getting eaten, but she's still alive, yelling, "Help me." So use your imagination. She ain't gonna take any long walks on the beach anytime soon. So there's that death. And she does have a point where she, like, there's no cell phone reception because it's in the middle of the British BFE, and I don't know how Britain's cell towers work, but they're at this one place that doesn't. She gets one, and I love the scene with her. Like I said, right when they start developing these characters really good, they start just killing them off. They waited too long to develop them. That's what kind of sucks. She's implied to have, like, she gets overwhelmed by everybody because her mom calls her, and instead of saying the right thing, she panics and just starts telling everybody to back off, and right about that time, she gets ripped through the window. It's not bad, but it is what it is. That's pretty decent. Level 20, we'll head out. Now you have Adrian. Yeah, it was Adrian. Oh, welcome back, Nat. Adrian, he's the arrogant businessman I was telling you. His cause of death, he's mauled and partially devoured by the werewolf. And I said werewolf, not werewolves. He's selfish and his selfishness gets the better of him. While trying to save himself, he is cornered by the werewolf. I'll let you know what that means in a bit. His death is both brutal and satisfying for his character's greed and cowardice being his own downfall. I really do like how they handled it. Yeah, let's do it. Fuck it. I'll be there forever. Where was I thinking here? Oh, you got Jenny. Remember how I told you Ged? Well, this is his wife. Her cause of death? She succumbs to an injury she got while trying to get back into the train. When they figure out that there's something out there killing people, she goes to get into the train. Something bites, and I love the special effects on her wounds. I mean, it's really fucking beautiful to look at. It really is. But this is a werewolf movie, and we all know the fucking rules. They're like zombies. If you even get a scratch from them in some cases, you're just going to turn. So it doesn't matter how it's gotten or where it's gotten at. She gets bitten by a werewolf, and though she survives the initial assault, the bite transforms her into a werewolf. She ultimately succumbs to the transformation. I love how she starts spitting up her teeth, by the way. It is fucking beautiful how the transformation goes. Like, I was expecting some CGI latent monstrosity to fucking blob across my fucking screen. And just slowly watch her just kind of change, but not like in, like, it's not American Werewolf, but it's not American Werewolf in Paris either. I should say London. So you don't really have those two. Starts off with the chills. You start seeing certain things about her change, memories. Her eyes turn yellow. Maybe some jaundice. We'll never know. She is at that age. And then she starts spitting out her teeth, which I just fucking love. I am a fucking whore for body horror, and that movie kind of has it in a really good way. Not in the way I'd like, but not too bad. But she gets her husband killed, basically. She's the kind of reason why I'm saying certain things like werewolf and not wolf. Is she starts to transform. Everybody's trying to kill her. The husband has a spastic moment, tries to stop them, and succumbs to another werewolf and her. So basically, she caused that death. The group is forced to kill her before she fully turns, so don't worry. And then you have Joe, the train guard. What's a good way to put him? I'll tell you about him later, fuck it. Joe is the everyman I was telling you about. The ambiguous unseen deaths, some of the minor passengers in the background get killed during the chaos, though their deaths are not shown in detail. Several of the werewolves get injured and killed by the survivors, though their exact fates are left unclear due to the regenerative abilities. They kind of have that from what I was seeing with the lady transforming. Now, what lurks outside the creepy fog-drenched forest werewolves, but not your sleek Twilight werewolves. These are gnarled, human-adjacent nightmares with fangs and claws. Hal gives you... What's a good way to say it? It gives you creatures that are something between man and beast, and I do like the grotesqueness of it. Their design is very intriguing and patchy-furred at best. Elongated limbs, sharp, hungry eyes. The screams that evolve... It screams evolution gone wrong, if you want my honest opinion, or something fucked up here. And if they ever make a Howl 2, they'll probably explain it away as being some kind of lab mutation. I say that, and every time I said there's not going to make a sequel to a movie, here we are with Smile 2 and It. So I should really shut my fucking mouth. It's a unique spin that adds touch of realism and terror. It really does. I don't like that. When I say realism, how I could see some people acting, the darker angels of our nature really do shine through. The pacing is where House shines. It doesn't rush into the carnage, but instead kind of builds attention. The isolation of the train, the pitch black forest surrounding it, the rain, the cold, the healing. Give me 1 second. Might have to go to an end here pretty soon. And the train has this claustrophobic feel. The lighting is always flickering or staying on. It kind of fucks with you. Largely reliant on the train's flickering bulbs and kind of handheld torches, emphasizing the lurking dangers in the shadow. And when the werewolves finally attack, it's brutal, it's bloody, and it's delightfully fucking chaotic. It really is there. It is a pretty good film. I do recommend watching it if you haven't that. But what makes Howl stand out is its kind of mix of survival horror and dark humor. Joe's a reluctant leader, is a stark contrast to the passenger's selfishness and panic, and highlights humanity's flaws under pressure. And yet, there's a grim sense that there's a... what's a good way to put it? A kind of camaraderie, if I kind of want to say that in parts of the film, about the survivors facing down the impossible. However, Howl isn't without its faults. Get a swig here. Pleasant surprise. Lowers defense and magic defense. Isn't that what... Yeah, so it's a better version of Braver. And I can use it right off the bat. What was I thinking? Give me a second here. The character arcs, while serviceable, don't break real new grounds. Some of the deaths feel predictable, like the girl, like anybody getting near the window. 2 of the guys dying I saw coming, unfortunately. But in a good way. They didn't go over the top like I thought they would. They kind of stuck to the low ground, which is pretty damn serviceable. That's why I said it. The werewolf lore is left frustratingly vague. Who these creatures are, why are they attacking? The movie isn't interested in answering those questions, which might leave a lot of lore enthusiasts unsatisfied. But let's face it, if you're here for the thrills, chills, and kills, Howl delivers. From claustrophobic settings to a gnarly creature effects, the tense ride, it kind of keeps you on edge until kind of the last frame, almost. But the last frame is kind of where I also have a somewhat like and somewhat hate. Random, but does the anime always... wait, hold on, what? Random, why does anime always have female characters turn into werewolves, but Only have them with sharp teeth, wolf ears, tails, and give the female characters full werewolf bodies that were just more badass. I don't know. Like, I think they wanted to be more sexy sometimes. Nat, I hate to break this to you, but anime can't pull off horror. It can pull off dread, but it really can't pull off horror. I'm sorry. The underlying art style is what kind of gives it that. Like, that's the one thing I liked about Doki Doki Literature Club, how subversive it was. But that's it. Like, if you go in with like a cute girl, you're gonna get a cute werewolf. I'm sorry, you can't have like. It'd be like if I drew anime and then threw an H.R. Giger verbatim painting. It would look too weird and offish. There's an anime, and I can't think of what it's called about. It's basically The Thing in Aliens. For some reason, it's skipping my mind, and it doesn't do horror, but it does suspension really well, and it actually has a very interesting backstory, more so than the fucking alien. The alien is basically the Thing in that. It can mimic people and other things, but it kind of loses its effect. But as far as anime goes, you don't really get horror. You can do psychological, but with horror nowadays, no. If it was like 90s anime, where they were more interested in doing some super realistic shit with like Robot Carnival, what's the other one, Memories, you might have had something when they were veering away from the giant eyes and bubbly shit. Like, that's when anime is really at its strongest, is when it's trying to tell a story and not look good doing it. It's not interested in fucking beat off material. I really hope someday that the characters would be an anime where female characters turn into more accurate werewolves. Well, it really does. It really kind of depends on what you mean by accurate werewolves. Like European werewolves, even they differ in the way they look. The German werewolf is what you see in The Howling. The French werewolf is what you see in, if you want to go by the Beast of Grabad. I probably said that name wrong. But you get in those with the four-legged Twilight type. The British werewolves, I think they're kind of just they look like more like the Peter Sturbert, which is the man who had the wolf belt. I've seen those more in Britain than I have Germany, and the Germans are the one with Peter. He's supposedly just a ravenous madman. Then you have weird animals across the world. You have Asians who have weird tigers. Come on, Aries, don't fuck me on this. Thank you, missing. Oh, God, I was wondering who was going to either get hit, killed, Berserk was going to kick in, or what. Hot diggity fucking damn. I barely made it out alive on that one. Or I shouldn't say alive, one character. Oh, don't yell at Ares. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, what was I saying about Howling? Oh. In conclusion, I'll close with this. Like, Howling is a solid entry into the werewolf horror genre. It's not groundbreaking as much as I'd like it to be. It stands out, but it's by no means, paving its way. You suck. Fuck it, just heal up one person. It's not anywhere I'd like it to be, but it's got claws where it counts. It's a howling good time, and I threw the pun in there for a joke. For fans who like creature features and survival horror, but if you're tired of glamorous werewolves and you're into British accents, bloody mayhem, it's the kind of flick that makes you grateful for Uber. This one's worth a watch if you're in the mood for something raw and primal. Hop on board, and just in case you forget your silver bullets, or in this case, maybe you train past anywhere else but here. It really depends on if you want to see it or not. Now, when I was alluding to Joe, I'll get back to the train guard. That's our everyman. When Adrian kicks out the one lady, and I can't think of her name for some reason right now. Fuck, what is it? I always kind of... Fuck me, man. There's two girls. I think her name's Mia. She's a mom, believe it or not. Adrian is a selfish business asshole, a misogynist too. Fuck him. Let's go to that end. How much more do I have to go on her? Only 900. Oh yeah, I'll grind it out. He kicks her off the train, and she gets killed. Mia does. She gets eaten by werewolves, which is, once again, right when you started getting her arc, she dies. Like, she actually had a pretty interaction with Adrian. You thought there was going to be more tension, and nope. When Jed gets killed by the lady werewolf, they grab her. He kicks her to save his own life from Gemma. Wish it was something more important and bigger than that, but it is what it is. When they finally get the train going and it breaks down again, Joe and, what the fuck is her name? I just had her name on the tip of my tongue. What is it? God, I can't remember her name. She's the other girl who works on the train. For some reason, it's skipping me now. She works on the train with him. They run into a pack of werewolves. Joe fights off 2 of them, but ultimately they turn him. And later on, she runs off into the train station, and Adrian, the guy who is a businessman who thought he survived, and he later encounters Joe, the werewolf. And he's the one who kills Adrian. And basically, Joe becomes the next line of werewolves. The film ends with her going with his bloody name tag up to the train station. That's it. Like, they could have done more, but I like the somberness to it as well. Also, one of my biggest annoyances in anime is that I hate how they have girls sexualize each other in bathhouses, act like girls don't change next to each other in locker rooms, and it's literally normal. I mean, I used to do it, but I find it pretty funny though. Yeah, I can kind of understand it, but now you gotta understand, when they make anime, they ain't making it for women. They're making it for like 12-year-old boys who think their parents figured out how to look up their search history so they don't know they're going on Pornhub. So instead of that, they just, beat off to that shit. So you're gonna get sexualization like that. You want to watch Xenosaga? The game or the anime? I know there's an anime based on it. I said watch. Oh, okay. Xenosaga is not bad. I really do love that game, or I should say that trilogy. Xenogears as well. I do think they go a little bit nuts with the timeline there about how Xenosaga is so far into the future. Or maybe I got it backwards, where Xenogears is more into the future. I can't remember which one. But I really do like how that kind of plays. And I do recommend it. The most interesting thing about Xenosaga is the different battles. Or battle engine, or... Yeah, let's go with battle mechanics. 2 probably has the hardest, and when I finally mastered 2, I was fucking proud of myself. 1's probably the most basic, and 3's kind of a throw-in. Now that I'm so close, it's just start hitting his ass and getting these things out of the way. Just anime, and then soon I will play the game. So you saw I mentioned that Harry Potter has 2 characters that turn into werewolves? No, I didn't. I had no idea about that. Now I'm reading it. Is it like the Twilight fucking dog werewolves that fucking suck, or is it like actual cool werewolves like the Howling? Now, I don't mind it if they turn into 4-legged monsters. I have a problem when it's like the Howling, where they look like something you'd... Like, if you didn't know better, there's probably people in that universe who've caught werewolves and just, like, kept them on chains. And when they turned back, they probably still kept them in chains. That's what I was talking about with the Howling. I like the idea of the werewolf, but at the same time, I wish it would have done a little bit more. Like, everything is just not given enough screen time. This movie would have benefited from a longer run than what it did, and I think it was just your typical 90-minute flick. But if this was a 2-hour flick, they could have really fleshed it out more, but... Be careful what you wish for, because sometimes ideas end just there. Wanting more doesn't always mean you're going to get quality over quantity. Sometimes it just means you got a pile of shit to sort through. That's why sequels are not always a good thing. Ask people who like Joker 1 who are finding out that it's not that good of a film and sequel. And again, it's also up to the director to answer for his crimes. So, Bad Moon, and what else would you like me to review for you, Nat? Is that the only one? Now, I fucking love Bad Moon. There's another one that's fucking legendary. I love the effects in Bad Moon. I love the fucking showing. Everything about that movie is fucking metal. Oh, so fucking close. How much? 4. I'll be right back, everybody. I'm gonna go use the restroom. I said that a little while ago, and I got kind of too caught up in my own thoughts. I knew if I didn't say what I had to say, I'd have probably forgot by the time I got to my seat. Let me check Discord real fast. Sorry about that, everybody. I don't know if those movie reviews, if you want to call it that, will help, but more or less, that's kind of how I feel about it. Like, follow, and subscribe, by the way. I'm going to post this on YouTube, so I can't wait to hear what people have to say during a long grinding stream. I'm going to start with, if I do grinding streams, I'm going to start putting in timestamps. Alright, let's see. I don't know who that looks like Gary Oldman, and if that's the werewolf, that actually looks pretty fucking good. Like, I like that kind of idea of a werewolf. It's like a emaciated little rat. And that werewolf looks like it fucking sucks. Gary Oldman ought to be ashamed. His name's Lupin and Cyrus Black. Well, God, that's on the nose, but like the bottom CGI werewolf just looks like it's on crack, Nat. It looks like it honestly looks like what I see drug dogs coming back from like open contaminated crime scenes. Kind of disappointed. But it is what it is. I expected better, but yet Harry Potter lets me down again. I feel it would be easier to have a movie review and put pictures for the film. I was wondering about that when I was sitting here talking about here, let me actually, because I do have some actually, because I use any film I usually watch, I usually steal clips for. Give me 1 second, everybody. I'll give you some visual aids here. Let me go to my retro glass. Alright, what film to do first? Since we talked about The Howling, let's do The Howling first. Not Howling, The Possession. Where are my T's at? Here's the CGI monstrosity that I'm talking about for the ending, so you guys get a little clear glimpse of it. I'm just going to leave this on real fast. I love the way the little slime demon works, but with the way I'm grinding, I hope that's the case, but I love the way this demon looks. At the same time, I wish they would have went kind of a little bit less hard. It's a flashing scene with lights. Here's Possessed M, which genetic as fuck, but I love her facial expressions. It's more than just her eyes rolling back. I do like the mouth, the teeth. It kind of gives her a snarled animal look, which less calculated. Here's some more of M before the possession, so you get a little bit of knowing. This is Emma just stuffing food into her mouth, crying. I call that lunch. I've been there, Emma. The food trucks aren't that bad. Here's her kind of in the middle of possession. You can see the thing crawling under her skin. Nat, I know you want to play Linkin Park right now. What's another one here? Here's one of my favorite parts of the CGI with the teeth. She stares at her stepdad, and I forgot to mention this since he's not a kill. He's a dentist, by the way, who the stepdad and the father are going back and forth about their mouth. And she makes him lose most of his teeth. So he's now a gummy. He's now a gummer. Here's the old lady before stroke. And here's the old lady after one of my streams. I'm joking. That's her during stroke. She goes to break it up, and it was a hammer, not a hatchet. Here's M buying it with her best floppy hat. The actor who does M, and her name once again skips me, really does a good job communicating with her face. You got your obligatory evil box opening up with mauves. That's the way the box looks, by the way, and it does look good. That's Nat trying to warn you all. I'm joking. That's the guy who's previously owned the box. That's really how much I can kind of show it for you here. Like, the rest is just there. There's her getting possessed deeper by the box. And for the howl, let me find my H's here. Here we are. Here's Joe. Meet Joe. Not much to look at, not much to say, plain Jane in every way. But maybe that's his strength. And I really don't have too many on the passengers. There's Mia, or not Mia, I think Nia. She's the girl I told you about getting ripped out of the car window with the cell phone. That's that girl, or that woman next to her is Mia. That's the businesswoman who, right when you start to see her arc, she gets killed off. But in a good way, if you want to call it that. That's the bite Jenna gets, and that is some beautiful fucking effects right there. I really do like the oozing, chewed up look to it. They really did a good job on that. It even has a bit of slobber on it to kind of give that added effect. That's that wound healing up. So you kind of know they have this kind of regenerative property. Fuck you, Mia. Nah, come on. She was a good person for a while. That's them trying to stop the blood. Fortunately, it doesn't work, and that's not the picture I wanted, though. Where are you? That's a whole picture of her. In the back is Adrian, the asshole businessman. Him and Mia have a connection where he was trying to, or Mia was trying to get a job. He was too busy shooting fuck me eyes at Mia and basically fired her or didn't hire her on because she basically said, I don't want to fuck you. Guy's cheating on his wife and family, you name it. That's her, full-faced, but that's not the picture I want. Let's get to the good stuff. That's the werewolf starting to come through. That's in the bathroom when they tear up the fat fuck guy. He's in the film just to be an annoying little dumbass. He's cannon fodder. Werewolf fodder in our case. This is the old lady Jenny who gets bit. She's starting to change. You can kind of really see the makeup effects going to overdrive on her later. But it's making her look more gaunt and burned. Like she's suffering from fever. Excellent job on her. And last but not least, that's our werewolf. You don't have a pronounced snout. You don't have fur everywhere. You got this thing that, like I said, that screams evolution gone wrong. You got the teeth, you got the eyes, the look, the viciousness, the slobber, the blood. But it just looks so malformed. Like I said, it stands out, but stands in the same way. That's closed mouth, so he's got quite a bite. He's got the snake bite. That unhinged jaw comes really in handy. Like I said, nothing's too standoffish other than the mouth. I don't know what his nose looked like, but it looks like it got blunted down. Where else is the other ones here? This is where they fuck him up. Like, they go to town on his ass, which I like a movie that you could kill werewolves with, like, basic tools standing around. They fuck him up with a fire hydrant, a crowbar, and I think some kind of bat. And they really do a good job at that. Here's Janie starting to turn. Once again, they really start laying on the makeup on her. Teeth and all. She loses her teeth and gets replaced by that. What else we got here? That's the other little pack of werewolves. They look less like werewolves and more like demons from Demon Knight. Check that movie out. Billy Zane fucking slays it in that role. I forgot all about that movie until my brother showed it to me like some odd years ago. Here's Adrian thinking he escaped from the train, and unfortunately for him, here's Joe saying you're not going anywhere. He finally succumbs to his injuries and gets killed. But that kind of sums up how, like, there's the last scene of her holding his bloody name tag as she walks into an apartment store. And like I said, this movie, it would have suffered greatly if it just not suffered. It wouldn't have suffered so greatly if it just had more runtime. Like that's the biggest crime it commits. But I often think that this film, if it had any more runtime, probably would have not panned out so well. It has that feeling to where yes, no, maybe, and so. Which kind of sucks too, but it is what it is. There you are. Now, I do agree I should start showing pictures. And I might do that with the other review you want me to do with Bad Moon. Let me watch the movie a few times, get a hankering for it. Oops, I forgot to mention that I remember that bitchy teacher in Harry Potter, Professor Umbridge, she wasn't taken by giants. She was taken by centaurs. Huh? Wait, what the fuck? Where? Why? And then who's Mrs. Umbridge? And is she a bitchy teacher or just an evil teacher? Like what's the angle here? Look her up. All right, give me 1 second here. I'm not turning my back on this fucking house. Nat, she looks like a pink 50s housewife. She looks like the exact same person that stands by a sign next to a water fountain that says no colors. She's an evil teacher that would say very strict script. I'm assuming you say strict, and follows the rules, and yeah, no. She's the kind of person who turns the law against you. Manipulator. So she's evil, is she? What did the centaurs want her for, other than hopefully not making any Tijuana donkey shows? Unless that's a thing. I don't know what Harry Potter has in his universe compared to that. Maybe Harry Potter is more graphic than what I remember. Yeah, I'm gonna... What do centaurs do in that universe? Do they have like their own culture, or are they just like wild monsters? Kind of curious. I wish I could have a berserk ring right about the fuck now. God, so close. Also, I remember when I told you there's half giant in the movie, his name is Hagrid. I know who Hagrid is, or I didn't know he was half giant, but I know him because he's like every promotional fucking part of the film. And if you're wondering, his dad is a human and his mom is a giant, so that's why he's half giant. How big are the giants, and how did that work? Is that why he lives out in like the Harry Potter equivalent of the tool shed? Has he murdered people before in that? You son of a bitch. So close and yet so far. There we go. Oh, do I have any magic on Cloud? No, I don't. Save that for whatever it is. So what happened to Hagrid's parents? Are they dead or move out or... Also, remind me to... Well, shit. Maybe... hell, I might as well because I might not be able to turn back after this. I'm gonna make a quick run and see if I can go fight something. I probably can't. Because I think it's being blocked now by 2 people, but I'm gonna hit the end up. Don't worry, I'm not grinding. I'm just... Usually when something gives you morph, I didn't expect the full metal rod. Honestly, getting the house, I was expecting like a grenade or something, more or less that sort, not an actual weapon, but curiosity is kind of getting the better of me, so I'm gonna go check this out. And here we are at the house again, the hoose. Hell, the fucking earth spell does just as much damage, man. Maybe there's an MP difference and I'm not paying attention. Get him, Cloud. I literally have no idea how his parents had a kid because it said that his dad, Giantess Hagrid, is the gamekeeper and the groundskeeper at Hogwarts. What the fuck is a gamekeeper? See if I can fight these little guys over here and see what they're made of. Good hit. I think right one above what their actual life. I think they're 162. Pretty decent hit. Let's go see if I can fight those thieves, though. Oh, that reminds me. Nope, still can't go back there. It basically okay. No materia, good. Any RPG you want to double check. Trust me, it doesn't hurt. Alright, let's see if we can counter those thieves. And here we are, first round. Let's sense. See what we're dealing with here. 15. Yeah, we'll be able to get them easy. How much is that going to do? 78. Morph. So about 4, maybe less. Don't run. Yeah, he's running. It's going to be interesting on how to get these guys. They run after stealing. Okay, I see how it is. Now imagine if mom and... Wait, hold on. Imagine if the mom was a human and dad was a giant. That would have been weird. Oh no, I don't have to imagine that. I think people draw art of that. And if you go to the right Comic-Con and the right sections, you probably get a more visual image of what you want. What do you think probably JK flipped it around for? Finish this off. Yeah, let's go ahead and get this. I'm starting to get low on HP. Come on. Come out to play. Oh, hedgehogs. I forgot all about you. We just kill you and get you guys out of the way. I don't know what to get from them. Judging how they like fire, I could probably see a cocktail of some sort. Nothing probably too big to write home to. What do you get? Oh, Fire Fang. I wasn't too far off. Alrighty, let's try for those thieves again. Good. I don't have that many targets. That was a good hit. Fuck. Just a little bit over. At least I'm getting my money back from him. Alright, here we go. Yep. Try this a different way. Decent hit, decent hit. Come on, come on. Switch back over. What do you turn into? Speed drink. Oh, that's actually pretty damn good. That's haste. I honestly figured it'd just be potion. I really did, or something like that. Make sure I'm not talking out my ass here. I think I already got a few of them. Why did I do that? Yeah, cast haste. That's actually pretty damn good for this level, since I'm probably not going to see haste till mid-game. And I wouldn't say mid-game, mid-disc 1 till I get off this continent. I don't know now, actually. Think about it, this isn't the same FF. I might be seeing it sooner. I may be calm. Alright, let's pound him into submission. Bolt. I have more HP than what the fuck I thought. Holy shit. There we are. Another full metal staff for the cell. I don't even like J.K. Rowling, but I find it funny that she put J.K. Rowling instead of her real name because the publisher feared the audience of younger boys wouldn't want to be... They're not gonna fucking care. Like, that's like... Nat, if you're... Like, I'm assuming these books were like 13 and 12-year-olds, so I know damn well anymore they're fucking not. Like, who's like looking at the back, figuring out J.K. Rowling is a female name, and like, just like, I can't read this shit now. Like, who the fuck thinks like that? Like, who gives a shit? The Earthsea trilogies, even though I vaguely remember them because it's been so long, was written by a female author. Margaret West, Tracy Hickman, that was part of the Dragonlance series, one of my favorites of all time. It was penned by a woman. It never fucking bothered me. I never understood that fucking way of thinking. I never did. It always gets in the way of itself. And often to a terrifying fucking degree. Hey, who gives a shit who wrote it? Who cares what gender wrote it? Just fucking sit back and enjoy it for what it is. God, people are fucking weird. But then again, it's like the woke games thing. If you ever looked at a list of games that are woke and people can't read them, you quickly realize there's a lot of dumb motherfuckers prancing around. We think their masculinity is tied to, of all fucking things, BioShock or fucking whatever game that feels woke. Suck my dick. Fucking... That anti-woke shit can take a fucking walk. Imagine missing out on all the wonders and splendors that video game has as telling stories through a medium that not only can you interact with, but you can just have so much fun with. But you can't. Because there's a rainbow flag and it gets the better part of you. Or, I don't know, they find out black people accidentally exist. Where those people who speak different languages kind of wander around the planet too, not just Americans. And suddenly they can't fucking enjoy anything. These people need to be banished into a fucking concrete tomb. And like I told you before, Nat, they need to put a fucking camera in there so when they start to fucking worry and panic, because people like me want to see shit like that. When they realize that maybe they should have fucking woken up on time. There's another female author who did that too. They used her signature of her, instead of her real name. And see, this was why women use signatures, because people... Fucking, who cares, man? Like, if you fucking truly enjoy work, then it doesn't really matter who she is as a wouldn't matter her gender as it is. Like, enjoy her as a person, and she's willing to share such beautiful fucking novellas with you. You know who also shares books? Onision. And I wouldn't even wipe my ass with those. Ah, fucking people, man. Alright, let's start breaking down Wall Street. Take your time and browse. Don't push, hooligan. Anything in here? Nope. I'm always kind of... Takes me a while to remember this shit. But that woke stuff just gets my fucking goat. Or I should say anti-woke. Imagine basing your entire thing of tearing down a fandom you barely understand. Join the club. Try it with us.
Over here!
Oh, no. Shih Tzu and Giggles, you came in on one of my rants. How are you doing? How's everything going in your stream? I take it you're probably playing Final Fantasy X. I watched you last night. Looks like you're kicking some ass there. How's it treating you? As I try to remember Final Fantasy VII. Did you read what I said? People who hate woke stuff really ruin Final Fantasy or any other game from Japan, saying it's anti-woke and that Japan is better than the... Oh, don't get me started on those fucking cocksuckers. I hate a fucking weeb and I will not suffer ignorance. You get that kind of shit, and these are the same fat fucks who don't ever leave their fucking basement dwellings. Or don't ever leave the country or anything like that. It kind of just fucking baffles my mind how you can come to such a meager conclusion with what little you do know. Japan doesn't have anything better than we do. They might do things a little bit differently, I'll give you that, but they're not 9,000 years into the future. They just uphold social norms. Something these cretins can't fucking do or act or anything decent. The same people who scream about respect and all that shit are the last people to ever fucking give it. I think the old man's at the diner down here. It's been a while. I did some grinding and finally beat that jerk. I gotta ask you, are you gonna go like 100% on it and like collect all the special weapons, or are you just gonna play through it and get it over with? And are you doing the international version or the OG one? You, give me your patronage. Just in case. I don't know what's in those sewers. Remastered from Steam. I was wondering, because those HD graphics and some of the menu look pretty damn good, but I didn't know if you're doing international, the ROM or the ISO or not. See, you agree, thanks. Nah, they make fucking everything look bad. That's what I hate about these fucking cretins. I love, on Twitter, I love D&D art. I do. I fucking love fantasy art, especially old school fantasy art, but I hate people get on there and say old fantasy art is better than new fantasy art. In my opinion, it's been slicked down to a point where I don't like it, but I don't hate it for the reasons they do. And a lot of these people who fucking hate this shit have no concept of what the fuck it is. Like, they did an orc based on Spanish and Mexican culture, and I think it looks fucking awesome. Orcs aren't always portrayed as savage little beasts, though they often are, but there are a few games that they're not. And to explore that with giving them almost like that kind of culture is pretty fucking metal, in my opinion. These people can't see the forest for the fucking trees, and you can really tell that their only interaction with D&D is what Matt Mercer shit down their fucking throats. I have a lot of side questing to do next year. Oh, if you're playing 10 and you're getting it all, honey, you got side questing for probably the next 2 years, because 10, it has, I don't probably have to tell you about chocobos, but I'm not going to spoil it if you don't know. So I'll shut my mouth here. Let me go talk to him up here. Because he's supposed to ask me about... We're closed now. Maybe I got to do the honeybee inn thing. I made my brother do that part for the first time. What do you think one of my siblings made me do? I was doing it with a half sister of mine, and I had no idea about, like, I played the Chocobo game, but I never did it to the point where I'd know like anything about it. So I kind of got fucked over on that. I didn't learn. The one I hated the most is Kamari's sigil. I think it's Kamari's in the Macalania forest. With the fucking butterflies both times. God, whoever designed that side quest needs to be flogged with metal hammers. The sad thing is that stuff that, you know, I like the anti-woke people are always ruining it and saying like doom and you get that kind of shit in that. Like, it's like what me and you talk with Harry Potter. At first they hated Harry Potter, then they hijacked Harry Potter. Same thing with Pokemon. The same people who were their parents were bashing Pokemon were or now their kids are now fucking trying to claim it's Christian or religious or it suits their own world views. This place doesn't interest me. Pure as a driven snow hay, good for you. I already talked. What am I doing wrong here? I'm not doing something right here. Yeah, that's still coming up. Oh, you haven't got... Oh, when I... What? Wait, hold on. Where... Huh. I could have swore you were in the Comlands. You gotta forgive me, Shih Tzu. When I say I was watching, I had you in my ear while I was working. Could have swore you were at the Comlands. I know you were on the Mihan High Road at one point. Fuck that Chocobo Eater. It's literally 5:12, and I love how dark it is. Oh, I love winter solstice, Nat. It's my favorite time of the fucking year. I was, but I don't want to do it yet. I think it's you have a certain amount of time, Shih Tzu, before you can't do it. I'm not trying to rob you of the experience. Feel free to tell me to shut my fucking mouth if I'm spoiling anything for you. Is there anything over here? I could have swore there's something here. There it is, finally kicked off. I don't know why I didn't do it the first time, but there's a certain point where I think you can't no longer get access to these, or some of the side quests to get the sigils and everything. You know what I'm thinking, right? Let's ask him about the tournament. If we win, I bet Don Corleone will let us into Sector 7 somehow. No, wait. Just let me cross-dress. It's in my blood. I'm a beautiful girl. Don't let me hide it. The world needs to know. Isn't this guy some kind of criminal? We can't trust a guy like that. You're not. I've got a guide. Is it the Prima guide or the Peggy 13 guide? Because they can lead you astray, my friend. Also, I'm sorry, Shih Tzu. I hope you don't mind me calling you that, but I do have to say this. I'd like to also thank Illegitimate Son of God for the shout out. Much obliged. But go check Shih Tzu Giggles out. She does a lot of retro streams. She does try her hand at Doom. Well, really all the Dooms every now and then, but go give her a like, follow, and sub. Also, I'd like to thank you for the raid. I don't know how to really tell you guys about me other than I like challenges, horror, movie reviews, more horror, retro achievements, and I occasionally go on rants and never shut the fuck up. I'm a metalhead, and that comes with the territory, but don't worry, you won't be hearing much. And welcome to the show. No, just text from the internet. You might want to check those guides then, because I've seen 2 or 3 of them babies be wrong, but then again, they might have better standards. How are the guides treating you so far? How are your summons, by the way? Don't worry so much. If he crosses us, we'll just beat him up. I don't know about this. It's too dangerous for you two. Hi, we want to enter the tournament. Hey, Eris, you can't... This is a joke. You two want to enter? Well, I guess we're looking for some early round fodder. There's... Oh, yeah. Oh, man. I have one left to get. Oh, shit. And I didn't get to save. Alright. You're a pop punk rock. I know, and that's now lying on me. I will not have that shit played in my audience. You will be fucking isolated from chat and banished. We don't do that shit here, Nat. We're grown folks, not adults. We're adults, not kids. That was a pretty grisly end for those guys, but here comes our next competitors. I like that intro, by the way. Which one do you have left to get, Shih Tzu? I'm kind of curious. And what's your build are you going for? It's kind of hard to say that because at the last part of 10, you kind of just can blend everybody together. But what was the kind of classes you were trying to ultimately build for people? Were you trying to make Waka like with Auron? I've seen a lot of people do, including myself. Were you trying to turn Titus more into Kimari? I built this overpowering Lulu so far. She'll get you out of a lot of tight binds. I love her little Onion Knight puppet too. That's probably one of my favorite weapons. Everybody make sure to recommend Blink 182. Everybody will be fucking banned. That was pretty great. Alright. Introducing Cloud and Eris. Koch. Talk about a bad first date. And I forgot to load up on Materia, so I'm fucked. Just 4 short rounds separate them from the prize. Anything they want from Don Cornelion himself. Money, booze, girls, combination of the 3. Need a second to prepare? It makes it feel better? Aw, thank fucking God. Ares, where are you? You're not going to be stealing, but you are going to be casting. Give you ice, go over to Cloud. Give you death blow. Alright. I just got Onion Knight. How'd you like that little boss fight for him? Did you enjoy the water battles? That's probably one of my favorite monsters to fight, how creative it looks. Like, people can talk shit on 10, but I fucking love how their monsters really do look. Why can't you see? Oh, sorry. Everybody make sure. And so you did read that, or what I said or not. I saw you. I saw what you said, Nat. I read it. Like I said, I'll ban every fucking last person who ever recommends Blink 182. The next stream is the Magnus Sisters. And I'll take a break until the next year for Final Fantasy. Oh, what are you going to play after that? Shih Tzu, feel free to advertise yourself. I ain't going to stop you, man. And that's what I have to level for. Titus has now auto life. That's going to come in handy if you're getting into, especially if you're doing some of the dark Aeons. I had to sit there and remember that. No, you didn't. What I said was it's not like Blink 182 or wait, what? Then you got it right, Nat. I'm sorry. I do owe you an apology. Let me scroll up and read what you said right and proper. I know they called... No. Oh, wait, hold on. I know they called Harry Potter satanic, and they're being hypocritical. Now, like, shut up. Oh, my God. All of a sudden, they like Harry Potter now. Nat, they do that with everything. But they're like my grandfather's old billy goat, man. What they don't tear up, they shit on. Here we go. Actually, give me 1 second here. Kind of unsure, but let's do it. Everybody ready? Let's get started. I just got an achievement, the battle square, alright? Where I've never seen these enemies. Light shell, let's see what we got here. I might put everybody in defense. That's pretty decent. He's gone. Get him, Cloud, get him! You go into healing too. There's this part where it's a... I should have blocked and I didn't, I fucked up. There's this part where it's good to gatekeep from these types. Yeah, no, gatekeeping isn't always bad. It just depends on who you gatekeep with or about. Like, that's ultimately what it comes down to. At this point, I might as well fucking hit him. I can't wait to stream on a PC. By the way, I ordered 1 week ago. That's good to hear, Nat. I can't wait to see what it looks like, too. They really want fucking Ares dead, don't they? I wonder if she attracts him when she goes into defense. Nope. That puppy just sealed his fate. Guess not. Well, he can take a fucking beating. Damn it. All that work for nothing. Fuck this. I don't know where that came from, but Cloud's apparently got the violence in him. There we go. Now I got his limit break. I might save it and just... Yeah, I might save it. Fuck it. Why does it look like they're trying to, like, do that thing you do with kids when you blow on their belly? Like, to make the weird noises that makes them laugh. This is the part where I can't wait. I'm not sure if it's going to be the first game I'm going to do, but after I'm done streaming, I'm going to watch Xenogears Saga. I recommend it. There we are. There we go. Damn it. Sleeple. Here are the church, and here is the Sleeple. Look, I'm glad you're doing Death Blow and all, but can we not? I don't think there's any kind of morphing in these guys. I think they're just cannon fodder. I'm glad I brought Morph along. It doesn't do damage, but it'll get me out of a physical. What time is it? Because my time is wrong since I live in California. And right now it's 5... It's almost... Give me 1 second here, Nat. It is 5:23 right now. And I actually I should have gotten off a little while ago, but I didn't. I was having too much fun talking with you. Shih Tzu, I don't know if you're still here. How did I know you'd be the last boss?
Oh my god. I can taste colors.
That's my boy Cloud. I'm tripping right now as we speak. might do some healing because this is supposed to be the last fight, but I don't know how serious this house is going to be. Hit it with a bolt and do a morph. Come on, break apart. Who the fuck are you? Yeah, we're healing up. I like the way he looks. That is a new enemy and a new animation. I like how the little house is still on his back. That is a fucking beautiful touch, by the way. Death blow. Actually, I'll just do this because I'm getting more results with that. I can't hit him. There is no wind, but let's see how Bolt does against flying. Flying in this enemy actually is weak against wind, and I don't remember what else. Fuck. Not good. I like how the elements kind of been remastered. We got M barrier, so we got a good one here. I might start sending her back in defense. So if he's casting dim, it ain't gonna make no never mind. Come on. Send him back, Cloud. That's my boy. That's it. I beat the trailer. I honestly figured it'd be more of a slaughter. Oh, my all leveled up. Fuck yeah. TS bomb. Unbelievable. What did you, what an unexpected, expensive outcome. Yeah. Shit. Who's gonna tell the Dawn? Don't worry about that. Let's just wrap this up here first. Scotch. I like that name. Do you think women have fantasies of those vampires from the Lost Boys? Yeah, they do. They do. Yes, they do, Nat. Nat, I'm gonna give you on a little secret. Guys have fantasies about the guys from Lost Boys. Go watch The Lost Boys, Nat. It's one of the probably my all-time favorite vampire movies. It's so good. I bet some even had it for keys. Shih Tzu knows what I'm talking about, and fuck yeah. The one time the mullet was put to good use, not for evil. And now our lucky winners get an audience with the Don Cornelion himself. I'm healing up. As a person who reads fanfics, I can confirm that's true. Oh, I know it's true. Trying to go out the door. Anything beside? I don't see any materials. These are the, people who won. Alright, line up in front of the Dawn. You can finally see that tattoo. So these are the two. Oh, hey, Vampira. Let me let you out. Vampira's been resting at my feet this entire time, being a good little kitty. Probably just wants out there to use the bathroom or stretch his legs. Tony Soprano? Yeah, you could kind of say that. More or less, he's a gangster, but not like a good one. He's more like a empowered sex pest. These two are... alright, so these are the two. And I bet you expected a prize, right? Of course. Of course you do. So tell me, what are you expecting to get? A month supplies of blue, 1 million gil, the honeybee end's finest. Oh, I wish I did save it, but let's go realistic. I need to get into Sector 7. Sector 7, are you serious? Is that all? Good, splendid. That works out for everybody. Just follow my bordiers and we'll get you your prize. Seems really sketchy. We have Plan B, remember? Let's go. Ah, this is where the magic happens. I'm getting ready to sit up in the chair, so you might hear some noises. I sat in a very old rickety office chair for this, so excuse the thing. Whoever had this last was not kind to it. Oh, we're finally done, so you want to go to Sector 7, eh? Yeah, that's right. Let's, we're in a hurry, so can we get this over with? You're serious? Good, good. I'm not fooling around here either, you know. You know, I was going to make this a fortune tonight, but then a couple of meddling punks showed up and ruined the whole thing. It left me without a pocket. I was wondering what angle he'd finally take, and I do miss Tifa wanting to smash his balls. I don't really care about that if you try to cross us. If you want to get to Severn section, then let me ask you a question then. Why do you think a guy like me would be helping out you? Because you sure you'll win. That's right. Cloud, you were on the ledge, man. And here we go. You alright? The worst thing... When it comes to his mullet, like, I agree with you. Like, I don't know how the fuck the mullet is coming back, Shih Tzu. I just now read that, and I probably read it wrong. The worst thing is that the mullet's coming back, and people didn't realize that was a joke for an idiot back in the day. It was like, it was our version of the 80s and 90s dunce cap. Same thing you have now with people with flat-billed hats. Broccoli tops, too. They don't even have good broccoli tops. We are not fighting the dungeon monster. Huh, wonder what you do. I'm gonna assume Final Fantasy VII logic here. Maybe it's like the crane, but you have fucking broccoli tops, and not even good broccoli tops. They look like fucking, like there's just a fucking Brillo pad on people's heads, man. They take the worst bad haircuts you've ever had and tries to make them something else. And it sucks so fucking much. Is he paralyzed? Finally. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but it's like this is what happens when your parents watch nostalgia or have nostalgia for the 80s. You do too, and you go watching those films, and you don't realize that the guy with the mullet who does cool shit is done ironically. He's not a good person, he's a fucking douchebag. And how the fuck that came into power is beyond me. And they don't even mimic it well, too. Like I said, it's just fucking flat out awful. Motherfucking walking around with Jerry curls and fucking sides so sharped up. Fuck me, man. If you're gonna at least mimic something, do it right. Matt, I agree with you. I really do. I saw what you posted on Discord. That's gonna hurt. Come on, little clocks. Feel. Alright, what the fuck is this? HP or life? No, that's not a lot. That's not bad. Let me see what you do. Is that him or the machine doing it? I'm gonna hit that thing again and see, like, what the fuck is going on here. Then I don't have to now, and I didn't even get to steal. Sorry to drag you into all of this. What are you saying? I dragged myself into this. Let's just find a way out of here. My eyes are starting to water. I love her new fucking dialogue, man. It is just fucking peachy. Let's trade in Death Blow for Steel. Let's get that save point. I wonder what that one demon thing's gonna be giving me now that I already have this. Well, guys, I'm about to wrap it up. Shih Tzu, do you have anybody you'd like me to raid out, or anybody in the chat other than Illegitimate Son of God? You guys have anybody you'd like me to raid out too? That's a good song for tonight. Let's go with Survivors. That one's kind of fitting the tone the last 2 weeks. No raid for you. Shih Tzu, if you're still here, anybody you want to see go to? Ooh. Let's see who we have here. Ah, damn. I was hoping you guys would make my life just a tad bit easier. Let's see who we have here. A lot of people are doing some good runs. But that's the thing, I don't know if they're doing tournaments or not. I don't want to, like, fuck them up. Kind of rude doing that from what I hear. What do we got? I think we got one speedrunner. I usually don't do speedrunners. Let's see if I can raid off to him. Man, I can't do it. What the hell? Serious Caco Demon? Let me see if I can run to him. I haven't seen his name in a long time. How is Sirius? I haven't seen him since I Punched Demons. Or IPD. Hopefully I can raid him out. And it's not letting me. It says user not found. Fuck. Let me see if I can find someone else, I guess. That happens a lot, Shih Tzu, and I don't know what it is. Well, some of these people don't block raids, but for some reason it won't let me raid them. Let me try again here. Go to his URL. And I got it. That's odd. Well, everybody, I'm going to kick you off to Serious Caco Demon, who's playing some good old-fashioned Quake. Respect him and his channel rules, but more importantly, go check out Shih Tzu and Giggles. She has a pet cam. She's a very nice person. I'm lying. No, go check her out. Like, follow, and sub. Hit up all of her socials. It's just a must that you have to do it. I also like to thank Illegitimate Son of God for keeping me company here in the movie reviews. You guys, it was a pleasure talking with you. I'll catch you guys on the flip.